Hey, what's up everyone? We're gonna have some fun in this video today. So what I'm gonna show you is how to create a deal listing type. We're not gonna create the entire thing, but what we're gonna do is create a really important portion of it, which is to use a membership plugin to hide the details of the actual deal, like how to redeem the deal and go out and get the discount, the deal, whatever from the vendor's website. So we're gonna lock that discount information within a listing, unless they sign up for a membership. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in. So let me move some stuff around here on my screen and let's get into it. So first thing I'm going to do here is just create a new listing type. So listing types, add new, and we're just going to call this deal. And we don't need to mess with any of this stuff down here just for the purposes of this video. So we're going to jump right over into the fields, and we're going to add a description field. We're going to add a category field, tags, related listing, and then we're going to add a form heading to kind of break up our form. We're going to do a logo. This is, again, we're not building the entire thing. This is just like some high level stuff here. Okay, so let's do video URL. Let's do another heading. And let's do a, sorry, I have this pulled up on my other screen where I've already done this. So I'm just referencing that here. Let's do number. So a custom number field, we're going to do a custom text field, and we're going to do a website field. Now, in this scenario, we are the ones creating the listings. Okay, so if this was a listing type that you wanted people to add their own deal listings, the only thing that I would do a bit differently here is maybe the link to the actual website, because I like to do that a little bit different, to where I use a custom text field instead of the website field that my listing has by default. And I like to inject that secure connection, so that https:// I like to inject that before the link if I am allowing people to add links to their websites and whatnot. Okay, but we're just gonna use the default website field in this case. And okay, that's our field. So let's go ahead and get these named. We're going to use description, category, tags, related listing. We're going to change this heading here to media. And then we'll just, this doesn't really matter because we're not going to see this on the front end. But I would change that to media. I would not show this in a comparison pop-up, because media should never be shown when you want to compare listings side by side. We're not actually going to add a logo in this video, but same thing. I would not show this in the comparison pop-up. And I put this, again, one more time I'll say, this is me adding the listings myself. So this is my website. I'm adding the listings for this particular listing type. I want to set all of this stuff to be required, so that way I don't forget to do it. So you want to go through and make sure that all of these are required. The one that's not necessarily required, which we'll get to in a second, I would say is the related listing option. I'll get into how I'm using that on a new project I'm working on now. We'll get into that here in a second. But I would make this other stuff required, just kind of so you have a reminder, okay? So this one here, that's media. Then this one here, we're going to do the actual deal. So we're going to call this heading deal info. This one we do want to show in the comparison pop-up, because the deal information is really important when you're comparing deal listings side by side. This next one we're going to do discount amount, and we will make that required. Everything else is good. Next up is the discount code. Another cool thing we're going to do here is we're going to automate some of this. So we're going to, how we display this on the front end, we're going to automate that process, part of that process. Okay. All right. Let's make this required. Everything else looks good. And last step here is the discount link. All right, this we don't need to show in the comparison pop-up because this isn't actual information that's you would use to compare. It's just a link to go to that website. So you just want to, when you do the comparison pop-up on the Explore pages, for example, you just want to display the most critical information for the user to make a decision. Hey, why should I go with this listing over this one? So obviously we want to do the discount code there, or not the discount code. Let's uncheck that actually. But you want to say, hey, what is the amount of discount for this product versus this product, okay? And video URL, you would not have that in the comparison pop-up. You would have none of the media should be in there. Related listings should not be in there. Tags you want to be in there. Categories you want to be in there. Description you do not want to be in there. And titles automatically in there. Okay, so I think that's good to go there. Okay, next up we need to display this on the front end. So let's go over to our single page. Let's go to content and tabs. Let's add a tab. And we will call this deal. You can call this whatever you want, obviously. We're going to make this a 2/3 column and a 1/3 column. So we want the left-hand column to be bigger than the right, because on the right-hand side, we're going to display a little less information. Okay. All right. So in this deal tab, we're going to do a text area here, and let's see what else do I want to add to this. All right, text area, we're going to go ahead and use the description block. I like to remove the icons, and I'm going to actually take the label away too. And you'll see why here in a second. I'm going to put this is going to be a little bonus material here, so I'm going to put a block ID on this because I'm going to apply some styling. So let's go ahead and do that. And let's drop our video link in here. There we go. Same thing. Take out the label. You'll see why here in a second. Let's take out the icon. You'll see why in a second. And let's put up an ID on this. We can style this up. So on the left-hand side, again, we're doing a bigger column on the left, smaller one on the right. That's because we want that description to be in a bigger space, and we want the video to be in a bigger space. All right. Next up, we're going to add another text area. This one we're going to say redeem. So this is redeeming the deal, and we're going to use our what did I do here? Hold on, let me see here. Redeem. What did I do? 1 second here. Let me figure out what I did here. So that block, the redeem block. Okay, yeah, I messed that up. Okay, I needed to take that out. I had some. I reworked some stuff. So we actually need the shortcode. This is a major key here. So let's put this in. So we're putting the shortcode block in. We're going to call this redeem. This one we do want that label on there. I'm going to remove the icon from this just for consistency. We'll get into the code here in a second. This is where the real magic is that redeem block. All right, let's go ahead and add a terms block and another terms block. Let's move those to the right. This top one, let's call category. Let's call our categories up. That's already set there as our taxonomy. And we're going to go ahead and disable our links to those taxonomies. And we're going to choose outlined icons. We're going to remove the block icon. And then this next one down here, we're going to call up our tags. Outlined icons, disable links, remove the block icon. Each of these gets an ID, a custom ID, block ID of terms block. You'll find out here in a second why. And then we need a class to style up our icons. There we go. Okay, so let's just publish this so we can get this thing saved. All right, so let's look at our fields here. So we can see how we're going to build the output for redeeming this. So so we can have a visual look at this. Let's do a new listing. Let's call this deal demo. Select our deal listing type. Publish. Publish. There we go. This is just a notice you're going to get, because we're going to be using WooCommerce memberships in this. You can use other membership solutions. Just make sure. I would make sure that they are integrated tightly with WooCommerce. I use WooCommerce memberships, and so that's what we'll be kind of looking at here. So you can just dismiss that because you're the admin. No one else will see that message. Okay, so we don't have a whole lot here, and that's because this listing doesn't have any of the fields put in. So I'm just going to put in some random stuff here. Let me find my listing on my other project site. All right, so I'm going to actually copy in the data from this other site. So this is one of the club's partners, so I'm just going to drop this in here. We'll see how to replicate this. You know what I think I did? Yeah, I did. Let me go back to the listing type. I want to put in, I thought I had done this. Let's go here. Let's change. Because I am the one adding these listings, I don't mind allowing advanced controls. You got to be very careful when you use the WP editor type and not just the text editor type, text area type. And when you allow the advanced controls, that unlocks the ability to add links. You got to think through that carefully when you allow listing owners to drop links into the listings. It's a lot of bad things can happen. So I've got a video and a guide and a code snippet on how to hide those links, so you can still allow some of the more advanced controls, but still hide the links. So there are options out there to do what you need to do. All right, so I wanted to allow those advanced controls, and let's update that. Let's go back into our listing. That should give us those controls we need. All right, that gives us more controls. So I'm going to copy the text version. Why am I not getting the text? Why am I not getting the text? Let's go back over here. I know why. Let's go back into our description field. Let's put in all controls so we unlock some more stuff. I need to get to that text tab just for the purposes of this video so I can paste in what I need to paste in. There we go. So that gets that text tab available now. I can get my HTML from my other website in there. You won't have to do this if you're starting from, brand new. This is just because I've already got this information that needs to be pulled in. Okay, so we've got that. Let's just go ahead for fun. Let's add a category and let's add a tag. We'll just add one here. So we'll call this we'll call this monetization, because that's the name of the game and what we're doing here. We want to monetize our MyListing websites. We're going to limit this for now to our deal listing type. So then when people are adding listings for other listing types, they won't see this category that doesn't apply to them. Okay, so let's add that. We're going to jump over to tags, and we're going to do affiliate marketing. Okay, there may be more tags for this, for this listing type and whatnot, but just for this video, we'll just keep it at this. Again, we're going to lock this down only to the deal listing type. Okay, so that's set down here under listing types. If you don't set anything for this value here, it's going to apply to all listing types. Just so in case you don't know that. Okay, so we've got our tags and our category in there. We're not going to worry about icons or landing pages or anything like that. Let's go ahead and update our listing. Let's select this category, monetization. Let's select our tag, which is affiliate marketing. See how that accepts credit cards in there? I don't need that for this listing type, so I could lock that down and remove it, but for the purposes of this video, we'll just leave it in there. Related listings. So my idea for this is, for the project that I'm doing, that a vendor, so a business, an expert, or whatever, maybe they have a deal, right? So my idea here is, once I add a deal to my website that I'm building, my project, I can then, on their behalf, relate it back to their main listing, if that makes sense. So that's why that is there. Okay, so I'll go ahead and just for fun assign it to this one. We're not going to mess with the logo in this video. I just wanted to say that's probably something you're going to want to add in there. Video URL, let's go add that. Okay, now is where the fun starts. So, like I said, this is a club partner. Siren Affiliates, and they are offering a super generous discount of 60% off. So I'm just going to put the number 60 in there. The discount code, I'm going to put a random code in here. This isn't the actual code, so let's put in my code. Okay, and then let's put in the discount link. In this case, if you happen to be an affiliate for this person, like I'm an affiliate for Siren Affiliates, you would want to make sure that your affiliate link is in there. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and click update here on the listing. Okay, let's look at the front end output here. So now you see kind of what's going on here. Because I have some CSS in place, I didn't need that description label up there. I didn't need an icon. It's just a nice little description field with a background color. I've stripped out a lot of the design from the video link. So it's really nice, crisp. You got a border radius, a little shadow. It's just a really nice looking video thumbnail there. And then we've got our categories and tags styled up there. What we don't have is our redemption. So how to redeem the code, all right? So let's go back to our deal. Let's build this out. So we go to single page, content and tabs, go into our deal tab. And by the way, if you want to do the related listings, drop in that related listings tab in there. We're going to go ahead and call this related listings. We want to hide this tab if there are no related listings so that visitors don't see an empty tab. Okay, let's go to our redemption or redeem shortcode. Okay, this is blank. This is one of the real powers of the MyListing theme. Okay, all right, so let me go back on my other screen and we'll build this thing out. Okay, at the top here I have this part. Let's start with this part and let's break it down. This is just basic text, not seeing the deal instructions below. And then I've got a link to sign up for the membership. And I'm wrapping this text, become a member today, with a CSS class to design that link. Okay. For the purposes of this video, we're going to keep it simple for everyone. And I'm just going to take out that class. We're going to keep everything simple. But if you want to style that up, you can wrap that with a CSS class and then use however it is that you add CSS to your website to style up that link. So we see that text, not seeing the deal instructions below, question mark. And then next up, we are injecting the link to our membership to sign up for a membership. Easy peasy. All right. We're going to put in a couple of breaks. So this is just line breaks. Okay, and then next up, this is coming from the WooCommerce membership plugin. So what it allows you to do is anywhere you put this little short code, so this stands for WooCommerce memberships, WCM_restrict. So anything that we put in between these brackets is going to be restricted unless they have a membership. All right, let's next come down. Next, come down and let's drop this in. So inside that restriction, we're dropping in this text. Use the link and coupon below to get this deal. Okay, and then we're just wrapping this with bold tags. So I'll go ahead and keep this simple. We're going to remove this for this video. Okay, there we go. We're then going to drop down. We're going to do another line break. And I'm putting breaks between all of this just so it's easy to see all this stuff, how it's built out. Okay, next up we're going to call our, this is one of the huge powers of MyListing. We're going to drop down here and we're going to dynamically fill in our discount code. Okay, so left bracket, and if you don't know how to do this, you can. MyListing gives you some nice instructions right here on how to use this. We're going to do left bracket. It's going to then pull up all of our available fields, and we're going to put discount code here. We're going to select discount code. There we go. All right, so that's going to inject that in. Now you can get creative here, like I said, with styling this up. We're just going to leave the regular output. We're going to do another line break. And then we're going to come down here and we're going to use MyListing's shortcode builder to build a button. So let's go over to Theme Tools, Shortcodes. Click on Button. And content is what is it you want your button to say? And we want it to say Get Deal. And then for our link, we will leave that as is because we're going to dynamically fill that in. Up to you if you want to open it in a new tab or not. New accessibility guidelines these days are saying do not open anything in a new tab because it's just not best practice. So do with that information what you will. And we will change the style of the button to 2 because that's going to give us more of a solid color button that we're looking for. All right, so now we just copy this shortcode for our button. We then jump into our listing type and we drop in that shortcode. Okay, so at this point, looking at this, we don't have a link, so the button's not going to go anywhere. So we need to dynamically inject our URL, a value from our URL field. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear out this hashtag, left bracket, and we're going to call our deal link. Okay, so that's it. The last thing we need to do is we need to end our membership piece. All right, so we come down here, give a couple breaks, and we end it by putting that same WCM restrict shortcode in there, but we need that / the front of it. That's telling us that's the end of our restrictions. Okay, so what we're saying is anything in between this area is not going to be visible on the front end unless you sell a membership to somebody. They have to buy your membership, whatever that may be, to unlock the ability to see these discount codes. All right, so let's go ahead and save this. And you'll notice within the listing, all we're doing is we're keeping it very simple. We're inputting our discount amount, we're inputting our discount code, and we're inputting our discount link, and then we're going to use MyListing to dynamically build this on the front end for us. All right, so let's go ahead and refresh. There we go. So not seeing deal instructions today, become a member today. And this is what I meant by styling this up. If you want to make this an underline or something like that, that all looks good. Because I am logged in as an admin, I can see all this information. Use the link and coupon code below to get the deal. This is our discount code, and we can style all of this up. I'm going to come over here to my other site. I'm going to grab some quick CSS here just to show you what this could look like and will look like on my new project I'm building over here. It's called influencewp.com if you want to check it out and be a part of what it is. There'll be more details to come, but this is just another project I'm going to be building with the MyListing theme. And let's see, where do I have this? Deal. I'm just trying to find my CSS that I used for this. Oh, where the heck is it? I think I called it underlines. Yep, there we go. All right. We're not going to mess with the underlines. What did I style up? You know what? Let's just do it by hand here. Who cares? So what you can do is you can just style this up yourself. I want to style this button up real quick. So we inspect the button. And it's going to be a button 2 right here. And we're just going to do color white for the purposes of this video and do an important on there just so it takes hold. Not sure why we have to do that, but we do. Text transform. You don't have to get into the nitty gritty with all this. I'm just showing you how this could look here. There we go. And then you could space this out a bit by going back to your listing type into that single page. Deal, redeem. We could do another break here if you wanted, or you can do it, or you can do this with CSS. So that way I just showed you is HTML. If you want to do it with CSS, you can definitely do that. So let's refresh this. And that gives us a little space between our code and our button. But it's outside of what I'm really trying to show you in this video, but you can easily style this stuff up. If you want to jump in the MyListing community and, you know, get help with this, by all means do that. Or if you're a client of mine and you want some code for this, just hit me up and I'll get it for you. But super easy to style this stuff up. The main thing is just the functionality, right? So again, I can see this stuff because I am the admin, all right? There's a nice link to get the deal. This would be the real code in real life. Yeah, that's enough for now. So let's look at this as if we were not logged in, we hadn't purchased a membership. There we go. So you see here, not seeing the deal instructions below, become a member today. Hypothetically, let's say they've now signed up, they are a member and they come back. This is what they're going to see. They're going to get their deal and their link. Okay. In some cases, the deal might be wrapped up into the link. That is something to consider. You know, it kind of depends on how it is you're building your site. Maybe you have two different types of redeem fields. So you come back in here, or not fields, but blocks. So you come back in here, and maybe you have a different, remember this is you that's adding the listings, not your listing owner. So this stuff, you can really have the flexibility to build this however you want. So you could come in here and do a completely different short code. You could call this redeem no. You don't want to do that. I'd have to think through this. You don't want to do that because it is going to display on the front end. It mainly comes down to a business decision. I'd have to think through that a bit more. But you see what I'm saying? There could be some situations where, you know, you don't need the code, and it's actually built into the link. So I guess actually I think that's pretty simple. Let's just do this. You just take out the code. So that, you know, that breaks things. If they don't have the code, let's go back down here, test. There we go. So it needs that in there to build that. I'm just thinking on the fly here. If they didn't need a code, you could trick the system. You could come in here and you could do this. Oh, you know what? This is probably an easy way to do it. No code required. Let's try that. Use the link and coupon code below to get the deal. No code required. So you can easily, you know, word that however it. No code required. You could do NA for not applicable. Okay, you could do it that way. You could do. Wonder what happens. So this is a little trick, a little HTML and non-breaking space. We'll just put in, there's probably other ways to do that. We'll just put in, it makes the field think there's a value in there and there's really not. So let's see what that would look like. That might trick this to still display, but not show the code. There we go. So you could do it that way on just the particular listings that don't have a coupon code associated with them. So then you could change this to say, use the link and I'm trying to think how to word this. Use the link and coupon code. We'll say coupon code if applicable. You could do it that way. There you go. You can word this however you want. You can approach this however you want. Obviously, use the link and coupon code, if applicable, below to get the deal. Word this however you want. Adjust the spacing, adjust the design. But you see, this is how awesome this would be as a monetization strategy. So it doesn't even matter if what your website is about, what your directory is about. You can go out and you can have a deal listing for any directory. I can't think of any single directory where it wouldn't make sense. That way, then you can go out and partner with other companies to offer discounts for whatever it is your directory is about. So if you have a local directory for a local town or city or whatever, you go out and partner up with people in that town and get some discounts for people. If you're a global website that deals with events, partner up with any event related companies, get some discounts for people. If you have a global website for courses, go out and partner up with anything that has to do with courses, any vendors or services or whatever that have to do with courses. Partner up, offer a deal listing. Okay, there's just so many ways that having a deal listings can open the door for monetization for you. And then there are other plugins out there. Let me look off the top of my head here, and I have a link. So like I said, if you go memberships, like I have here, you can use, this is done with WooCommerce memberships. That's what I always use. Is what I have always used. So I'm super familiar with it. Super simple to use. You can use the short code that I showed you there. There's lots of different ways that you can approach it. You can lock down the entire listing so they can't view it unless they have a membership. For SEO purposes, this is the way you want to do it, because you can show some information but still, lock down the deal. Lots of ways to go about it, but you just want to make sure whatever membership plugin you go with, it's tightly integrated with WooCommerce. So some options for you would be potentially, I haven't tested these, Yith WooCommerce memberships. It's kind of like a cheaper version of the official WooCommerce memberships plugin. So you could try that one out. There's a plugin called Profile Press. WooCommerce members only is another plugin. Restrict Content Pro, Member Press. So those are the ones that get mentioned a lot when it comes to having tight WooCommerce integration. I personally would use WooCommerce memberships at this time just because it's the official, in air quotes, plugin for WooCommerce. So anyway, hope you found this video useful. Always striving to help you guys find ways to monetize your directories, because a lot of times that's where the biggest struggle is. How do I keep this directory afloat? How do I make money, make this a viable business? And this is one of the ways that you guys can do it. Hope all is well, and I will catch you in the next video. See ya.